The corner point demo.
For this demo, we're going to do template number 10, which is the corner point. All right. You're going to want to cut 2 layers of fabric for this. See here, I have 2 cut. We're going to put, again, right sides together. If you need to, you can put some pins in just to hold it in place. Usually when I'm coming to a point, I like to have pins in place just to make sure it's held there. Alright, for this template we don't need to sew these straight edges, we're just going to sew our diagonal edges. Okay, so we'll back tack at beginning and end. Okay, 1/2 inch seam allowance. Here we go. Alright, now a 1/2 inch seam allowance, don't forget, as I get closer, I'm going to start walking about a 1/2 inch or so where I have to turn. I'm going to walk my needle up. I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm like 1 stitch away from a 1/2 inch where I have to turn it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to take 1 stitch perpendicular to what I'm stitching. And then I'm going to leave my needle down again, lift up my foot, turn it, then I turn right back. I'm perfectly on my 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to come down my other diagonal side. And back tack here as well. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Alright, let's think about this for a second. This is going to get turned right side out eventually. Alright, so if you think about all this fabric here is going to have to end up located inside this point. That's a lot of bulk, so we need to trim some of that away. So I'm going to cut straight across, leaving about 1/8, no less than a 16th, because we want that to disintegrate. And here I'm going to cut diagonally a little bit into there, and then on the other side I'm going to cut diagonally. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm reducing the amount of fabric that ends up in here. Okay, I might just trim a little bit more off gently, so to about 1/8. There we go. Okay, if you cut too close, it's going to weaken this point, and it's not going to. You're just going to burst through it when you turn it right side out. Now, with it still turned inside out, let's take it and let's press these seams open as best we can. I don't have a very good sleeve board for this. So I'm pressing it as far as I can open. Flip it to the other side and press that seam open. As far as you can. There we go. Now let's take this and flip it right side out. Point turner, shove it right up in there, and gently massage the point out. Don't press too hard, you can burst through. I've burst a lot of them. Now, press these seams nice and flat. And this one as well. And this takes a little practice to get. And there is our point. Okay, and you can see if I get up close, you can see the seam allowance in there. I think, at least the shadow of it. You can see where I trimmed it out. There's an edge, so it starts going in right there and right there, and that way it's able to turn right side out. And that is the corner point.